That's why I created the cash flow game. It's the only game that teaches accounting. And most people come out of school, they don't even know what accounting is. They say, oh, they taught me to balance a checkbook. Big deal. You have to know assets and liabilities. You must understand taxes. The rich don't pay tax, and the rich use debt as money. So the question is, that's what I had to do when I was in my 20s. I said, how is it the rich learn to use debt as money? That's a challenge. And then how do they not pay taxes? And what you'll find out in my new book, Fake, is the combination of debt and tax. You see, the more debt I use, the less tax I pay. It's counterintuitive. Well, there's many reasons, okay. And that's why I have the best tax advisors. The biggest thing for most young people is that our schools teach us to be ICs, independent contractor, or self-employed, or even if you're an employee, you're still an independent contractor who has a job, and you do it by yourself. I think much of the young world is in the selfie world. Look at me, look at me, yeah. Look at me. Whereas in my world, it's a team sport. I'm a rugby player. I go on the field with a team, toughest, meanest guys I know. And so you could be the A student from Princeton, but I go on this field with 15 tough men, kick your ass. And so the average guy is coming out there, like, oh, I got an A, I went to Princeton, I went to Harvard, and the corporate America comes out and they go, boom. So that's why when I talk to young people, I say, look, it's a team sport. So the first person I have is a bookkeeper. Bookkeeper is the lowest paid person on my team, but the most important.
Right.
The bookkeeper then keeps the accurate records that my accountant and my attorney can, my banker. That's the combination. And my banker, my attorney, and my accountant must work together. Most people, they're bankers, accountants, and attorneys, don't work together because in school we're taught to take our tests on our own. If you ask for help, you're cheating. In my world, it's called cooperation. And what I found with most smart people, they don't know how to cooperate. They don't know how to ask for help because in their brains, that's cheating. It means you're weak. It means you're stupid. I didn't have that problem because I was stupid in school, so I was asked for help. But the teacher says that's cheating. So I operate according to the rules of corporate America.
Yeah.
I don't operate according to the rules of employee America. They're different. The tax rules for corporate guys is less than employees. Employees pay the highest taxes. Guys like Trump and me pay zero. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay taxes.
Yeah. Until
they change those words, their lives are not going to change. So they get angry, but they're angry at the words in their head. The biggest thing about fake is, the dollar became fake, the US dollar became fake money in 71. But it's the fake teachers. Why would you listen to a poor person? Why would you listen to a poor person about money? And that was my poor dad. Very good man, PhD, but he always says, go to school, get a job, work hard, pay tax, get out of debt, invest in the stock market. He's trying to hypnotize me. And my rich dad, thank God I had a rich dad, he goes, you gotta be an idiot to follow that advice. And so you're a very bright young man to pick up Rich Dad, Poor Dad is only a book on accounting. My cash flow game is only a book on accounting.
That's a game.
But if you don't know accounting, you don't have accountability.
Yeah.
You have accountability in your life. And then you can question when somebody tells you to invest in the stock market, I go, well, when do I get my money back? So in Fake, I talk about the infinite return. I never use my money. I don't need to save money. I use debt 100% of the time, and I don't pay taxes. So that's kind of what you find out in Fake, fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. Because every time a teacher told me to get a job, I said, you gotta be kidding me. She goes, if you don't get good grades, you won't get a job. And I said, oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, And the teacher would go nuts. And they go, why don't you want a job? Because I'll pay taxes then. You gotta pay your taxes. And I said, well, what about this? So I took real estate courses, not because I like real estate, because real estate is about debt and taxes.
Right.
So the more debt I use, which is real money, debt is real money, the less tax.
And especially with the interest rates right now, that have been lowest in the last 5,000 years or something like that.
Money is cheap right now, zero. Get it free.
Yeah.
Why would you save it? Why would you save it when they print it? It's until you question, all the young people, they just question what's inside that head. Who hypnotized you? In that book, I have Jared Kushner, who's Ivanka Trump's husband.
Yeah.
And the New York Times interviews him. The reporter is an A student, smart guy with a job, and he just can't understand how Kushners, who are richer than the Trumps, Jewish family richer than the Trumps, how they get away with not paying taxes. And this reporter was going crazy. It's in the book, in Fake. He just couldn't understand it because he's been hypnotized. So it's a collision of ideas. So when I say I don't pay taxes, then this whole, you're cheating, you're a crook, you're a criminal comes. And then they can't hear me. And I talk about trade, investing. I invest as an insider. And for the average person who knows very little, they say, well, insider trading is illegal. No, it's not. But they've been programmed to think it's illegal. There are certain forms of investing where insider trading is illegal. But for the most part, it isn't illegal. But what fires off, because they've been hypnotized, oh, insider trading, he's a crook. Oh, and he doesn't pay taxes. Do you think I'd be writing about it if I was a criminal? So I wrote Fake so people could challenge the hypnosis in their brains, go to school, hard paid, get out of debt. I use debt as money, because in 1971, money became debt. I love meditation. I think everybody should meditate, to cure the conflict that's going inside, because I purposely say those things to create conflict.
Perfect.
Because if you don't change those thoughts, you'll wind up like my poor dad.
Yeah.
Very highly educated poor guy who worked very hard all his life. I felt for him.
Yeah.
Then he got fired by the people he challenged. And he found that his PhD meant nothing. PhD always stands for poor, helpless, and desperate. So the moment they threw him out of the school system, he was like this stray dog who couldn't feed himself on the streets. The streets just ate him alive. Whereas an entrepreneur, I love the streets. It's like dog eat dog out there. It's fun, it's game. It's like playing rugby. But most academics can't play the game of rugby because it's too nasty. But some guys, I love the
Small ebook, big impact, the wealth tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.